I used to play Call of Duty around 5 hours a day. I would get home from school, stream it for like a few hours, and then once I'd stopped streaming, I would go and edit content. I'd be making TikToks, YouTube videos, and then uploading them. My life was literally Call of Duty. That would be all I would do on the weekends. And after a while, I no longer found the game fun, obviously. But like any athlete, I would literally still be playing the game, although I lost my love for it. I would be wanting to get better. I would be wanting to progress even more. It's like I was disciplined at playing video games. I would be playing even when I didn't feel like it. But why? Why do so many people experience this, especially young men, with the fact that video games just don't hit the same anymore? The thing is, bro, it's not the games. Sure, there might be more hackers or something like that. Or there's less original games, but it's you. It's because for so long you have been playing video games, farming at your brain's reward center. You've been playing so long and consistently that your brain has either decreased so much dopamine that it gives you, or it has completely shut off your ability to get dopamine through video games in order to try and balance itself. According to the neuroscientist Andrew Huberman, you might have heard of him before, but the amount of dopamine that video games gives you is higher than what sex gives you, what chocolate gives you, and what nicotine gives you. And the highest amount of dopamine that video games can give you is higher than the amount of dopamine you get from cocaine. But you have to ask yourself again, why is that? It's because video games are not fucking real. They're not real. Sex, nicotine, and chocolate, they're all real things. You can see them, you can touch them, you can feel them. Video games, it's virtual, and you are farming away at like these primal desires that we have, especially in men. Can you guess what they are? It's status and power. So when I was being bullied, I didn't realize this, but when I was playing 1 hour a week, the more I got bullied, I was teaching myself this coping mechanism. The more I got bullied, the more I would go elsewhere to get my desires, to feel respected. Video games provided that for me. It was the place where I was no longer gayed. I was no longer a gay boy. I was no longer a pussy. I was a prestige master who could kill anyone I wanted. Of course, like in the game. But of course, just like any other drug, it gets boring. So we have 3 options with this. We try and go down the same path. Keep playing video games the same amount. Pray that one day the good old days will come back. Or we can just play video games a bit less, only when the boys are on. So maybe like every Saturday night maybe, instead of going out to the club. Or we can choose the third option, which is what I've chosen personally. And this is to completely quit any form of gaming. The only time I'll play is when I'm at a friend's house once every 6 months. And to be honest, I don't really care who you are. I will always recommend the third option. Not because I'm like this self-improvement YouTuber, but literally I think it's the best for you. Picture it this way. If you are putting hours and hours every single month into something else that is not helping you in any way, shape, or form, actually it's distracting you even more. And then there's another dude who is working harder than you. He will get the rewards. He will get the girl instead of you. He will get his business further ahead than yours. That could be the difference between his business succeeding and yours failing. And also, I, Kade Andrews, do not respect you if you are coping with video games. If you are playing more than a couple hours on a weekly basis saying that it's fine for you. How can you call yourself a man if you are associating your progress as a man with the virtual world? Whether you will admit it or not, that's what you are doing. Because if you had shit going for you, if your business was going super well, if your career was going the way you wanted it to be, if you had all the friends in the world, you would not feel this pull to the virtual world. Why? Because it's escaping. And like any bad habit, everyone should know that things compound. Now I know this is me explaining why video games aren't fun anymore, and I've just turned to why you should quit gaming. But that's the truth of it. Video games are over for you. And they should have been over a long time ago. You know when you go to the gym, maybe you do, maybe you don't, But you see, let's say your friend, and he started going half an hour workouts twice a week. In a few years from now, he will be doing 2-hour workouts around 6 days a week. It's because it becomes more and more of your identity over time. And it's the exact same with bad habits, except for it can happen within a shorter time frame because of the effects it has on your brain. And if you're trying to cope saying 1 hour a week is fine, or 1 hour a day is fine, okay then, what about the time that you were spending thinking about it in class? What about the content that you watch? Do you seriously think you're going to tell me and sit here right now and say that you are going to spend 1 hour a day playing video games, do nothing else apart from that? You're not going to watch Call of Duty videos. You're not going to watch Fortnite tutorials. You're not going to be thinking about it in class. And you're going to do that for a year straight and go from 1 hour a day to 1 hour a day. Bullshit. You'll soon realize that video games, they should have stayed with your childhood. And if you're slightly younger than me, then they should stay in your childhood. Let them stay in memory. You'll never be able to go back to the good old days of Prime Fortnite or Prime BO2. Honestly, bro, just to end this video, look at anyone's quitting gaming story. If they truly put the work in, you will see that 100% of the time, they never go back. So you just have to ask yourself why. Why haven't they gone back to gaming? Because it's not worth it. My name is Kade Andrews. I teach young men self-improvement in all areas of life, and you might be interested that I have a Discord in the description full of young men trying to improve themselves. And don't do what's easy, do what's right. Peace.